Andrew Harris with Confluence Outfitters, and today I'm going to be fishing some big stonefly dries. We have giant stoneflies around. We're on Hat Creek, and so I'm just going to walk you through a little bit of rigging here. Pretty simple, but there's definitely some things to know here. So I'm going to be fishing a big dry fly. So by big, I mean like a size 6 stonefly. It looks like that. So about almost 2 inches long. And when we're throwing a big dry like that, we're gonna need a fairly stout leader. Now, I just took this, haven't fished this rod in a while, so I'm kind of checking out the leader that I have on here. And it ends, I don't know if you can see this, but this is about 20 to 25 pound test. So this leader's trashed. I'm gonna take it off of here and get a new one on here. So I have my loop to loop. I'm gonna unloop this, pull that all through, and just to stow this, I'm gonna start at the kind of end of the leader and just wrap it around my fingers a bunch of times. And then wrap the kind of fat end around a few times. And that's gonna corral this thing. I'm just gonna put it in here, I'll throw it away later. And I'm gonna get out some new leaders. See what I've got here. So 9-foot 5X. I've got some of these. That's gonna be a little small, but I can make it work in a pinch. Ooh, more 9-foot 5X. Ooh, 9-foot 4X. We're getting closer. Okay, so that's, if I had to pick something out of the package, it would probably be like a 9-foot 2X leader. I'm gonna take one of these 9-foot 4X leaders and I'm gonna cut it back a little bit. So I'm gonna take the new leader out of the package, spread it out between my fingers, grab the fat end. The fat end's wrapped around about 5 or 6 times typically, so if you can unravel that, this one's more like 10 times. Keep tension on the leader, and I'm gonna pull this off. And that's great. So now I've got my loop-to-loop connection. I'm gonna loop these together. So here are my 2 loops. There are a lot of ways to do this, but if we do this the right way, we're gonna put the leader loop, the fly line loop through the leader loop, find the end of the leader, or just double it over and put it through the fly line loop, pull it all through. And then these are gonna seat together once I pass through those knots. And it's gonna be in a nice straight line when I'm done. Now it's really important. I'm gonna just take this leader about 2 feet at a time, and I have a little amnesia butt section on here, so I'm including that. And I'm just gonna go 2 feet at a time and just really pull on this, and that's gonna straighten this leader out. Take all these coils out of here. All right, now, this big bug is not gonna cast well on this 4X tippet. So I'm gonna just eyeball this, and I'm gonna cut this back till it's about, I would say, roughly 2X. And again, I'm just gonna wind this up. I don't wanna litter this. So I'm gonna kind of wind it up the same way, wrap it around a few times, and put it in my pack. Get rid of that later. And now I'm gonna take my big dry and tie it right on here. So I've got a foam dry fly, lots of bushy hair on the top. We're gonna put a lot of floating on that in a second here. So I'm just gonna tie my regular clinch, my 6 wraps, back through the bottom, wet it, set it. Now, your regular clinch is gonna work fine. You'll know if it does not want to seat, if it keeps slipping, you might want to do the improved clinch. Okay, I'm almost ready to fish. All I need on this big fly is some floatant. So I'm gonna get that out. Got my liquid fly floatant here. Gonna get a little bit of this on my fingers and then just get it on the hairy parts of this fly. This is a foam fly, it should float well, but it really does help to put some floatant on the actual non-foam parts of the fly. One more step here. I've got a big barb on here that needs to go away before I start fishing, so I am going to just smash that with my pliers and stow those things so they're not flopping around. And now I'm ready to go cast this big stonefly around. I'm going to pin this up about halfway up my rod, wrap it down around the base of the reel, tighten things up, and now I'm ready to go. All right, I'll let you know how I do. We'll check back in a minute.
Oh, got it.